Brothers, before explaining this important mas'ala, I just want to make one illustration to you. There was one junior professor that went to a senior professor to get some advice. So the senior professor hosted the junior professor with tea. The junior professor was sitting in front of the senior professor, and the senior professor started pouring the tea for the junior professor. And kept on pouring the tea. The tea was right to the top of the tumbler, and then after he kept on pouring and the tea started overflowing. The junior professor thought to himself that what counsel am I going to get from the senior professor when he can't even pour tea properly? So the junior professor then told the senior professor, why are you pouring so much of tea? Enough now. He's coming in a saucer, just going to mess the table up. How much tea are you going to pour? So the junior professor asked, the senior asked him, but why? He said, no, but it's full. When it's full, then he can't take any more. So that's when the senior professor told the junior professor, exactly this is what I want to convey to you. When your mind is already full, and there's already information in your mind, and you made up your mind for something, then I can give you any advice that's not going to help you. The only time my advice will help you is you empty your heart and your mind, and then my advice will sit in your mind and your heart. In a like manner, I want to say you a few things. If you keep your mind open, you keep your heart open, inshallah there will be barakat in this advice that I'm going to give to you. Inshallah, everybody's heart and mind will be open, inshallah. Brothers, the issue, a few days ago I spoke about the Taraweeh, the 20 rakats of Taraweeh, and alhamdulillah the response has been overwhelming. And I must congratulate the brothers of this community for listening and having an open heart. And we noticed there was a big response, that those that used to go away after 8 rakats, many of them now remain behind and they understood. Different angles, different dimensions of staying for the entire Taraweeh. Instead of 8 rakats, they start remaining for the full 20 rakats. So alhamdulillah, Allah give barakat in that. It's obvious, it's a month of Ramadan, it's a month of investment. And instead of, you tell anybody, you have an opportunity of getting 8% return or 20% return. In worldly matters, you say, no, why? If I can get 20, why must go for 8? So you go with 20% return. Likewise, yeah, to mashallah, when it comes to the investment for the akhirat, why 8 rakats Taraweeh? You go for 20 rakats Taraweeh. So alhamdulillah, that response has been very good, very, very overwhelming. But some brothers have asked this question, that is there basis for 20 rakats Taraweeh? Very honestly, sincerely, some brothers are asking that. And this is because some, as they go out, and then some brothers say, it's fine, you can read 8 rakats Taraweeh as well. So I thought that it's my academic responsibility, being in this community, that I should at least clarify this issue and give the academic responses to that particular issue. As far as 20 rakats Taraweeh is concerned, I'll give you a brief background. There is no doubt that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did perform Taraweeh. And in Bukhari Sharif, in the first volume, in Kitab al-Sawm, it is clearly mentioned that on the first night, second night, third night, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam did perform Taraweeh. And as the nights went on, then the congregation started getting bigger and bigger and bigger, until when the third night when Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed Taraweeh, the whole masjid was so full that there was hardly place in the masjid. Obviously, who would not want to read Taraweeh behind Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Then the fourth night, the Sahaba waited for Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam to come and perform Taraweeh. Nabi Kareem sallallahu did not emerge from his tent. In the morning Fajr time, he told to the Sahaba, I did not emerge. I was fully aware that all of you were waiting for me, but I did not come out with the fear that if I would have continued with this, then Taraweeh would become farz, like how the farz salat is farz. Fajr, Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. And if you don't have carried that out, then it would have become very, very difficult. That is why Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not come out and perform the Taraweeh. This does not mean that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not individually perform the Taraweeh, or the Sahaba did not individually perform the Taraweeh. It is evident that even after the demise of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at the time of Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala, Sahaba individually, they used to perform Salat Taraweeh. They should have different groups. At the time of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala, he once passed the masjid and he saw people reading Taraweeh in different groups in a very ill-organized manner. Everybody themselves reading their own Taraweeh. Umar radiallahu ta'ala then felt that he should appoint one person officially as the Imam for Taraweeh, and everybody should read Taraweeh behind that particular Imam. So he appointed the greatest Qari of this Ummah, Ubay ibn Ka'b radiallahu ta'ala, to make Imamat for Taraweeh, and all the Sahaba read Taraweeh behind Ubay ibn Ka'b. Umar radiallahu ta'ala made a decision of 20 rakats Taraweeh in the presence of all the Sahaba. They were great Sahaba. Such Sahaba, the likes of Abu Huraira radiallahu ta'ala, Uthman radiallahu ta'ala, Ali radiallahu ta'ala, great Sahaba. In the presence of all these Sahaba, Umar radiallahu ta'ala took a decree of 20 rakats Taraweeh. So, and nobody objected. It was the habit of the Sahaba that if any Sahabi said anything contrary to principle, they would not hesitate to object. But on this issue, not a single Sahabi objected. And based on that, all the fuqaha are unanimous that there was ijma'. Ijma', after Quran, after Hadith, the third source of Sharia is ijma', which means consensus, and anything that is proven through ijma' becomes like compulsory and becomes binding. So in the presence of Sahaba, Umar radiallahu anhu decreed 20 rakats Taraweeh, and therefore 20 rakats Taraweeh became compulsory, and it is because of that. All the Imams that came after that, whether it is Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi, Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, and whether it is the great Muhaddithin and Fuqaha, all of them, they upheld that Taraweeh is 20 rakat. Taraweeh is 20 rakat. Nobody said that Taraweeh is 8 rakat. So there is ijma' on this particular issue. As far as, now obviously, Umar radiallahu ta'ala and the Sahaba may have known, they must have observed the practice of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam when 3 days Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed the Taraweeh, that it was 20 rakats. That is why they have come to a decision of 20 rakats. Otherwise, why would Nabi why Umar radiallahu ta'ala make a decision of 20 rakats Taraweeh? The issue of 8 rakats Taraweeh, some people say now you can read 8 as well, and that's also proven the Hadith. That is completely based on ignorance, and rather than ignorance, but in fact compound ignoramuses. People don't know nothing about Hadith, and they conclude that Taraweeh is 8 rakats, and it is proven in the Hadith. There is no such thing as Taraweeh being proven 8 rakats from the Hadith. Generally, the proof that people give is a riwayat, the Hadith which is in Tirmidhi Sharif. Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala was asked that what was the practice of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam at night. So Aisha radiallahu ta'ala responded that the practice of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam at night, fi Ramadan wa fi ghayri Ramadan, whether it is in Ramadan or out of Ramadan, it was 8 rakats. And then she explains, it was 4 rakats and 4 rakats. And then she says, La tas'al an husnihinna wa tulihin. Don't ask about the length of the salat and the beauty of the salat. In other words, it was so long and it was so beautiful. After that, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would wither 3 rakats, and then it will come to 11 rakats. From this hadith, it is abundantly clear that it's nothing got to do with Taraweeh, it is regarding Tahajjud Salah. It is a salah that is read throughout the year in Ramadan and out of Ramadan. But some people, unfortunately, for whatever reason, they develop their own masala from here and say that this 8 rakats Taraweeh. Whereas this hadith does not indicate anything about Taraweeh. It is about a salah that is read throughout the year, and that is Tahajjud, or which we know as Qiyamul Layl. So there's nothing mentioned in the hadith about Taraweeh being 8 rakats. Whoever makes this kind of claim is completely ill-informed, does not have sufficient knowledge on the Quran and the Hadith and the principle of deducing laws of Sharia based on the Quran and Hadith. Also, my very, very humble advice to each and every one of you, instead of getting into these kind of academic arguments, it is a month of Ramadan. It's a month of investment. It's a month to get close to Allah Ta'ala. If you're not going to read 20 rakats Taraweeh, you're going to read 8 rakats. 8 rakats, you only finish off half juz. The remaining half juz you're going to go in. So that means the whole month of Ramadan will pass by. You never listen to the entire Quran in Taraweeh. And so, that is not the spirit of a mu'min, not the spirit of a believer. When the month of Ramadan comes, it's the month of the Quran, and you don't show your love and your attachment to the Quran. Our love and attachment to the Quran should be such that whole 20 rakat we stay here and we listen with every word of the kalam, the speech of Allah Ta'ala, with utmost love, with utmost respect. 20 minutes, 25 minutes, half an hour, you'll be staying here extra. You're going to come out from the masjid, somebody may catch you, talk to you. You'll go home, you'll talk to someone. That 20 minutes, if you manage your time a little bit more, sacrifice, stay in the masjid and listen to the kalam of Allah. We're not asking to listen to any other's kalam. It's the kalam of Allah and your own investment for the akhirat. Besides that, those brothers that normally come out, it's a little bit intishar and creates a lot of confusion. Some people wake up from the center, some people wake up from there, and then it disturbs all the other people as well. So be considerate to one and all, and at least everybody stay here for full 20 rakats Taraweeh. Imagine everybody here is devoted for full 20 rakats. The heart, the soul, the mind is there. How much of rahmat and mercy of Allah Ta'ala will come. So inshallah, Allah will give all of us tawfiq and hidayah to understand and make an investment for the akhirat. In fact, we are talking about making investment for the akhirah. We are saying to you, don't go for 80%, don't go for 8%, go for the full 100% and get the reward from Allah Ta'ala. Everybody will do that inshallah. Inshallah.